Both tech billionaires have their own histories with Donald Trump, but it appears that they are leaving all of that behind, maybe even taking a page out of Elon Musk's playbook. Of course, he himself spent over $250 million supporting Trump's campaign, catapulting himself directly into the president-elect.
Hey, guys, over $250 million? And now all these millionaires are taking notice to be like, hey, we want some of that. Going to donate, contribute $1 million for his inauguration party? Do you think, hey, we need to wake the hell up? All right, guys, so we're going to start this video off. I noticed I got this big ass picture right here, but I just need you guys to see this, okay? I cannot be the only individual who will see something like this here, okay, right here, and just not be disgusted, confused, just really disappointed in my fellow American people who voted for this to happen. Like this says, the Bloomberg Billionaires Index calculated the net worth of 12 of Trump's richest appointees, many of them for the first time. No experience, the first time, damn, Between them, they're worth nearly $400 billion. 400 billion, not million, $1 billion. And this, oh my God, that entire situation there is sad. Because I don't understand why people are dumb enough to think billionaires and millionaires are going to ignore their profits or whatever their monthly yearly goals are just for you. Show me where that has happened in the past. Just like in COVID, when people were dying, losing their jobs, losing their businesses, couldn't afford food, rent, baby formula, the whole nine. People confused, not knowing what to do if their parents are gonna die, if their kids are gonna die. People are confused. But here, Jeff Bezos, the guy who runs Amazon and the Washington Post, increased his wealth by $89 billion. Not in 1 year, not in 6 months, in 5 months. To break that down like a fraction, that's that's $17.8 billion a month for 5 months. To break it down even more, per week, that is $4.5 billion. $4.5 billion every single week for 5 months. Per day, that is $593.3 million a day. Now, you tell me, why in the hell would he ever care about you? That is my question. They bought the lie that Trump was going to get into office, drain this swamp, I guess, destroy the deep state. And he's literally building his cabinet with millionaires and billionaires who have zero government past experience. Zero. I have more than them. You know what I'm saying? You tell me how to make that make sense. As they would say, the math just ain't mathing. We're going to allow the 1% to rule and give them more power over everybody else. They already got the money. They already got the influence. They already got the politicians. But no, they need even more. And to add on to that damn list is who we talking about? Jeff Bezos. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Tonight, I have new reporting that Amazon, founded by the tech billionaire Jeff Bezos, is expected to donate $1 million toward Donald Trump's inauguration fund. This, as Bezos himself is expected to visit Trump in person in the coming days down in South Florida. And this is news that comes just one day after we learned that Meta, Facebook's parent company and founded by Mark Zuckerberg, also gave $1 million to Trump's fund. Both tech billionaires have their own histories with Donald Trump, but it appears that they are leaving all of that behind, maybe even taking a page out of Elon Musk's playbook. Of course, he himself spent over $250 million supporting Trump's campaign, catapulting himself directly into the president-elect.
Hey, guys, over $250 million? And now all these millionaires are taking notice to be like, hey, we want some of that. Going to donate, contribute $1 million for his inauguration party? Do you think, hey, we need to wake the hell up? I don't understand why people are so just blinded by the stuff that they're doing in our face. This used to be something they would do behind closed doors, so it doesn't destroy their reputation. Now they're doing this and they're proud of it. And what are we gonna do?
Orbit. Now, with only 39 days to go until Trump is back in office, we are seeing the billionaires working to ingratiate themselves with him, as they are certainly top of mind for him.
We have great people.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg's been over to see me, and I can tell you Elon is another, and Jeff Bezos is coming up next week, and I want to get ideas from them.
My source tonight is Kara Swisher, host of the podcast On with Kara Swisher and Pivot. And Kara, as soon as I saw last night that Mark Zuckerberg was donating $1 million through Meta, and now tonight learning that Jeff Bezos is doing the same through Amazon, I wanted to know, what do you think of this?
Well, I'm shocked that gambling is going on in this place. It's just, I'm not shocked at all. They as I said, I think the last time we talked, the reason he was doing some of this is he wants space contracts. He doesn't want to be in the line of fire as he was in the last administration. He's virtually ignoring that he owns the Washington Post, which is supposed to be an independent newspaper. And they all want, they want to get out of the line of fire. Mark Zuckerberg was threatened with prison by Donald Trump during the campaign. And so they saw what happened with Elon, who spent quite a bit more money and decided just to throw some money in to look cooperative, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Do you think this is all being influenced by them watching Elon Musk and saying, he's at Mar-a-Lago all the time, he's with Trump all the time, he's up here on Capitol Hill often. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's all really leading back to that itself?
Well, they're probably kicking themselves that they didn't think of it first. A lot of people in this industry are what I used to call sheeple. They follow each other in a lot of ways, and they're seeing the benefits. Elon's wealth has grown $200 billion in the short time period he's been involved with Donald Trump.
Hey, why and how? Once again, I can't stress this enough. You can ask Republican voters, Democratic voters, anybody in between, okay? Will money influence people? Yes, especially if it's a large amount of money. And we live in a world to where, if you don't got that money, life is gonna suck for you. So that's already a problem. So why are we allowing these billionaires to just buy their way into government? And it's not like, Elon Musk or, Jeff Bezos or, someone like Zuckerberg, care about free speech. They own these media outlets. You think they really care about free speech? No. You think someone like Jeff Bezos is like, bro, let me be a part of this administration to make sure the checks and balances are in place so to where, Trump doesn't go off the rails. No. The answer is no. He's only looking out for himself. A lot of these billionaires, millionaires, CEOs only care about deregulating and making sure that the government stays out of their business. And if that means someone like Trump destroys everybody else's business, as long as their business stays intact, that's all they care about. This is not hard to understand. This is not some secret that I'm just not telling you guys. But we're sitting here literally allowing our government to be bought. That is weird. But I guess half the country, 74 million something, don't think it's a problem, right? Okay, got you.
Especially after the election. And so it's good for business. It's good for their personal wealth. Again, they stay out of the line of fire. They've been moving more conservative. They were libertarian more, but this is good for them and good for business, and that's what they're going to do. Good for shareholders, and that's what they're going to do.
And just what you mentioned there about Zuckerberg, I mean, this is when Trump said he accused him of plotting against him in the 2020 election with Facebook, and said that if he did it again, he would, quote, spend the rest of his life in prison. With Jeff Bezos, I mean, it was so bad that he was joking about sending Trump to space, and not in a nice way, after Trump said he was using the Washington Post as a tax shelter.
And once again, this right here, I could never, ever, unless I know that corporation or business personally myself, I could never take them seriously when it comes to any social issue. When it comes to black folks being killed senselessly by police officers, I would never, ever take a company serious if they ever say that they, stand with people for any reason. It is a lie. They have no morals. They have no standards. They just are looking out for their bottom line. That's it. And when somebody else steps in the scene that could threaten that, they will flip on you like a dime. They will literally flip on you and just act like nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't saying nothing new.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, I just did an interview with Mark Benioff, who's head of Salesforce this week, and he owns Time Magazine. He made Donald Trump the person of the year, which I think is deserved. Actually, that's not really the issue, but it was quite effusive. And here's someone that did not go to early Trump stuff and was very much against Trump, and now he's sort of in the tank again. I mean, this is what they do. This is what these people do. They want to maintain money, power, and influence, and they'll do anything at all to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and on that front, excuse me, Kara.
That's okay. You
Trump
okay?
I'm okay. I think I swallowed a bug out here. Trump, though, in his Time, I'm kidding. Trump in his Time Magazine interview today was asked about conflicts of interest with Elon Musk and what that could look like. And I want to read you the quote that he said in response to that. He said, quote, "I think that Elon puts the country long before his company. I think he's one of the very few people that would have the credibility to do it. But he puts the country before, and I've often seen it, he puts the country before his company." You know Elon well.
Okay, once again, this guy right here doesn't mean nothing. Okay, why would you ever take this guy seriously? Someone who literally is getting paid millions of dollars to go over there to Gaza and finish the job so they can build their ugly ass hotels over there. Are you kidding me? Putting country over their company? Never, ever, ever. Because if that was the case, they would not be billionaires. People that work for them, that actually get them that money, that actually creates the amazing things like Tesla and SpaceX, those individuals will be living the life right now. Those should be the ones making $1 million. So I mean, if that was really a thing, if people really cared about a country and they're millionaires and billionaires, that would not be the case. That's simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just get tired when people use this whole thing like, they love their country. That doesn't mean nothing anymore today. When you say that, you're not impressing me. That means nothing. Because your definition is 9 times out of 10 different than mine. So once again, whoever cares about this, whatever that is being said right here, they're idiots. Like literal idiots. Like they can't read. You give it to them, they couldn't read this. This is for those kind of people. And most of them are Trump supporters, unfortunately.
You've interviewed him. Is that how you would put it?
No, I would do the opposite. I think he puts his companies. He's a very aggressive and a very excellent entrepreneur and business person. There's no question about that in certain areas. And I think he puts his interests ahead of everybody's. I don't think that's very different from Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg or anyone else. The shareholders, of which they are the shareholders in many cases, the controlling shareholders, they put those people first. I think they want the country not to fail, obviously, and they want what they want, which is no regulation. They want a lot of focus on cryptocurrency in terms of boosting it. Everyone has a different thing they want, but they all want freedom from the government. They want the SEC off their backs. They want the IRS off their backs. They want the Justice Department off their back and the FTC. And that's what's being put into place, is a much less, even almost completely, people that just won't bother them. And that's how they like it. And so if they have to be nice to Donald Trump to do so, they will. And when it suits them to turn on him, they will. So that's the way they are. As I've said for years, my whole book was about that. But that's the way they are as people. And you can celebrate them as much as you want as entrepreneurs, but it's always in their self-interest. No question.
Exactly.
Well, you said that, they could turn on him. Could you envision that happening, in this term?
If something happened that wasn't in their interest, that, not until then. The famous quote is "no conflict, no interest," right? That they don't care about that. They don't care about that. They can go on and on about being patriotic. I've always found that people that talk about how patriotic they are have something going on that's maybe not as that way. You don't need to tout yourself as being over country when you've spent $250 million electing a president very explicitly. Now, look, powerful people have been doing this for decades and decades and hundreds of years in the United States. It's just behind the scenes. But this is an explicit pay to play kind of thing. It feels like that, or coin op, or whatever word you want to use. And so these people want no regulation, and they're going to get it. And that's what they're going to get.
And unfortunately, when it comes to deregulations and everything that will benefit them, 9 times out of 10 is going to not benefit the American people, simple folks like you and me. And that is not complicated. You can look at history to understand they're only looking out for their own interests. And when it comes to deregulating anything, which I'm going to be getting into a video talking about Dave Rubin doing talking some dumb shit like that, that doesn't help the common person. But I want to leave with this quote by Malcolm X. I'm pretty sure we all heard it, but this is just, it's just beautiful for situations like this. X said, "The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's power, because they control the mind of the masses. The press is also powerful in its image-making role that it can make a criminal look like he's a victim and make the victim look like he's a criminal. If they're not careful, the newspaper will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing." That right there, we're literally in real time seeing that. A lot of these people praise these millionaires and billionaires as if one day that's just going to rub on them and they're going to be millionaires themselves. And they glorify people like that. And then when it comes to people on welfare, they demonize people like that. People who actually need help. Those are the ones we want to point fingers at. Okay? But Elon Musk, who literally bought his politician, bought an election, people praise him? I'm a little confused. You know what I'm saying? But once again, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord link so we can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.